Real shit. I'm the motherfucking Supreme Court judge. You saying? Time out is Ceito, the spirit coach, getting your ass in shape and form for the new age of Aquarius. And since it's Capricorn, let me introduce y'all as my new position and things of that nature, because you know what I'm saying, we be going through a spiritual thing, and also we be going through physical things in our life, right? So the spiritual things be more so dealing with the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, right? The fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, which would be more so correlated to your thoughts, you know, your feelings, and then what you pay attention to. Now, we all live in the third dimension, right? So this is what I talked about in the actual video of the Safety Act 3653 bill. So I talked about how they were going to use the numerology and gematria, and they put within, you know, that broadcast for everybody to react to that bill. And that bill was kind of like a purge bill. So if you remember it, when they put it out, as fast as they put it out, I was on it. And that was as fast as they stopped promoting that shit and stopped getting people to like look into that shit, because it was supposed to be like no cash bail, where they was supposed to be like releasing a lot of people from prison and things of that nature. And shout out to all of them, because I feel like some of them deserve, you know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot of people in there that just don't have bail money and shit like that, that is wrongly imprisoned and shit like that, that probably did want to get out. So I didn't necessarily attack it in that way. I didn't attack it to the point where it was you know, it was a necessarily trying to stop the actual people from getting out and things of that nature. What I did was to attack the numerology of it and the gematria of it and things of that nature, because all of these numbers and things of that nature, these are shit like the people behind the scenes that run the world. This is shit that they into and that you might not be into as a person, you know what I'm saying? And you may just look at it like it's something regular, but no, these are signs and sigils that's drawn out for us to kind of get for us to kind of correlate our livelihood. So, you know what I'm saying? You do a lot with numbers. So that means number have a lot of influences. But a lot of these numbers are kind of correlated to certain states of being that we experience as spirits. So 1 is your individuality, 2 is your relationship. So once you get out of 1, you get to 2, and then you start receiving and giving. That's 2. Then once you do that and shit like that, you get an environment. Where you coming from as a spirit? 3, right? And once you give that environment a title or name and things of that nature, you're above it now, right? Once you're above it, you add an emotion to it. That gives it gas. You know what I'm saying? So you start to feel where you're coming from and things of that nature far as the title. And so, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say I'm Ceito, the spirit coach and shit like that. And so that gives it gas. It drives it. That's something I'm paying attention to. 6, boom. Once I get that attention, I can separate from that. 7, see how that play out. Learn about that. 8, give that time and get to the highest space of that. 9, become total knowledge of that and see how that's moving, right? So when I was talking about the 3653 and shit like that in the motherfucking in the motherfucking Safety Act bill, I was saying 3 is your environment. So they wanted us to, not everybody in here for the most part, shout out to Stonewich, but for everybody in Illinois. So you can do this in your city too. Any motherfucking bill that they put in that they trying to like fuck y'all up or whatever, just do the numerology and the gematria behind it, and you would know what they're trying to actually present you to. So for us, that was 3 represents environment. So they want 3 represent environment, 6 is paying attention to something. So you know what I'm saying, they wanted us to be in our surrounding and then pay attention to it and add emotion and feeling to that, and then the last number was 3 and shit like that. And they wanted us to be in that surrounding. and things of that nature. And so how that was playing off was the purge. And they gonna wait till the last day, yesterday, tomorrow, to hold it back. That's crazy. You get what I'm saying? So guess what? They said the Supreme Court judge called it off. I'm the motherfucking Supreme Court judge. Because they didn't do that. They did that shit because of me. And because the information I put out. Because this how they do it. If it's like the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? It's like how they did with the vaccine and COVID and shit like that. They made y'all react and respond to it and be in fear. And once y'all in fear, this is basically y'all saying that y'all need a solution to accept it. And this is when they can give you the solution and things of that nature. And once you get they give you a solution, it may not be a solution in your favor. But just like any other boogeyman, if you don't believe it and if you don't respond to it, they won't play on that and shit like that. And they weren't able to play on that because of the information was truly out. Just like when everybody stopped believing in, you know what I'm saying, started noticing the shit with the other shit. They was like, okay, well, we can't go too far with this because, it's too many people speaking out on this. But it wasn't really too many people speaking out. But on the House bill that they was trying to implement in Chicago, but because I spoke out on the House bill and things of that nature, and they pushed it to the side and shit like that. Black Raspberry was in that live too. Shout out to Black Raspberry. Because I spoke out on that shit and things of that nature and showed y'all, they wasn't able to go and push the propaganda like they wanted to and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they can fully go ahead with their plan. Because once I pushed that energy out and shit like that, it was going to have to be challenged, basically. And because it was out and shit like that, they know that all of us go to YouTube for answers. And it's because my video was already ahead of the game on YouTube, they wasn't able to push that agenda of that House Bill 3653 and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they said they put it on hold. So, they like to put stuff on hold because, you know what I'm saying, they like to replan and re-strategize and things of that nature. So what they actually wanted us to do was get really scared, go get a bunch of guns and things of that nature. All of us go get guns. They didn't see no increase on gun buying because they wasn't able to actually keep pushing the propaganda or keep pushing the actual. They wasn't able to keep pushing the propaganda for everybody to be in fear about the House bill because they knew that they was going to have to go to YouTube. And once they went to YouTube to see that, they was going to see Ceito, the goddamn spirit coach and shit like that. And motherfucker, they can't get embarrassed like that. So therefore, they had to make up something. They can't get embarrassed by a person that looked like me, kind of exposing their plans. You know what I'm saying? So they pushed it to the side and shit like that. They said the Supreme Court don't want to move forward with it. The Supreme Court judge and shit like that. And goddamn it, I'm the Supreme Court judge. Now it's Capricorn season, so I'm claiming my goddamn position and I'm claiming my goddamn status. And that's all it is and shit like that. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's Capricorn season, so you guys make sure you on your motherfucking position. And speaking of that, you know what I'm saying? Mercury is retrograde in Capricorn. So while Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, you know what I'm saying? It's time for y'all to start reviewing y'all position and status. What's good, Strides 11? It's time for y'all to start reviewing y'all position and status and things of that nature. Because Mercury is, when you hear Mercury, is just another word for thinking, communication, the jury of the crafted bill. Real shit. Yeah, exactly. They want us to participate in it. And the more we don't participate in that shit, you know what I'm saying, the more we don't react and respond the way they want us to respond, they can't go forward with it and shit. But like I said, the Mercury is retrograde in Capricorn right now. Okay, so Mercury is just another word for thinking, analyzation, and communication. Okay, so it's in retrograde. So the more we, um, so this is so this is the position it's going to put us in right now. So when you hear the word retrograde, just think of every time you hear the retrograde, just sum it up to past. So that means we're going to be thinking, analyzing, and communicating about a past position we was in, or a past status we was in, or a past reality situation that we was trying to build upon or structure. So all them thoughts is coming back. Now it may look different, but we're gonna be reanalyzing a position, reanalyzing a status, reanalyzing, you know what I'm saying, a motherfucking our incapabilities and capabilities and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna be reanalyzing while this Mercury is in retrograde and shit like that. Now, based upon you can the way you reanalyze it is on you, because you can reanalyze a position that may be good for you. You know what I'm saying? Or you can be reanalyzing a position that may be negative for you. It's all up to you, though. You know what I'm saying? It's all up to you. Now, it ain't no way your little human ass stopping none of these energies, yourself from experiencing these energies. You know what I'm saying? You're not stopping those celestial body influences. Same way you can't stop being influenced by day and night. You know what I'm saying? What up, Mari? But you should just know the sign that the retrograde is happening in, and that's in Mercury. So you're gonna be reanalyzing your status, your position, and some type of shit you trying to build and structure. I'm on this slide, baby. I'm on the ride. Yeah, they love to bust in when I'm on the lives. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? But so yeah, it's Capricorn season, so everybody need to pay attention to their status, their position, reanalyze that shit, restructure that shit, you know what I'm saying? Claim your motherfucking position and things of that nature. And it's also good to peep game and see what position that you was in before that you stopped you or some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Or that put boundaries on you and things like that. So that's what's good to reanalyze right now. You need to be reanalyzing a position, because it may be the same position, but it may be something that stopped you. So you need to reanalyze a position or a status or some type of boundaries that stopped you. You know what I'm saying? That so you can think, so you won't play that position the same way no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing to do when Mercury is in retrograde. Reanalyze, rethink. Hey, I remember about this position. I remember I was in this position. I remember I was in this, and once you do that, you create a mentality outside of that position, right? And so now you can start seeing, oh, this is the retrograde energy. That's it. Oh, this is the retrograde energy. So it's all about knowing what sign the retrograde is happening in. And once you realize it's happening in Capricorn, you can realize that, oh, okay, so I should be thinking, analyzing, and communicating Mercury about where it's at, status, position. You know what I'm saying? How I'm seen. So you be like, oh, so now I'm thinking about this old position. Okay, I don't want to think like that no more. You beat the retrograde. Now, it's easier said than done, because for the most part, like I said, you're not stopping shit from feeling these influences. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying, you at least can start creating, you know what I'm saying, your mind. And because where your mind goes, your body follows. So if you start thinking like, okay, I was in this old position and shit like that right now, and the Mercury retrograde come back and it take you and shit like that, yes, Mercury also represents nerves as well. So nerves, so you know what I'm saying, it's thinking. That's why it's nerve. You know, your nerve, Mercury travel all the way from your sixth house all the way to up to here and shit, third house and shit like that. Get to working with you. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's why, like, if if you got a lot on your mind and shit, when you go to sleep, you'll start gritting your teeth and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? All type of shit. So make sure when you go to sleep, you don't got too much shit on your mind and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a clear mind and shit like that before you go to sleep. Yeah, it represents small travel and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Trade, because information is an art form in itself. You know what I'm saying? Because for the most part, we're just using words to kind of communicate what we're actually trying to trying to say. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to say what's actually within our heart, on our brains, and on our motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, feelings and shit like that. We're not actually saying that. You know what I'm saying? We're using communication to say that. So communication is a whole thing upon itself. But yeah, so hold on. I just had to claim my goddamn space because motherfucker, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Because they just gave me a new position. They just gave me a new position in the esoteric realm. Real shit. They gave me a new position. They gave me a new position because the state Supreme Court found the measure. I'm the Supreme Court judge. You know what I'm saying? I'm the new Supreme Court judge and shit like that. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm the new Supreme Court. I'm Supreme Court Ceito. Real shit. I make moves in this realm and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So all of us trying to get a little bit more spiritual, a little bit more fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional, which really is just means, you know what I'm saying, we in a position where we're trying to be more godlike and really just be more in our creative intent, in our motherfucking creative feeling and shit like that, and go with that and shit like that. But we still got business that we gotta transmute within whatever we already communicated and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, you want to make sure that you're actually doing your fight the right way. And how you do your fight the right way is, you know what I'm saying, transmutational work. And what transmutational work is, you know, going forward with your vision, going forward with your action, going forward with the things that's on your intent and shit like that, and being in a space where, you know, you can be amongst others and convey that and let that accumulation based upon you and other spirits in the same space create an energy, kind of help transmute that. But you're going to have to do it with others and shit like that. You can't do it alone. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's a little time right now and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We're in 2023 and it's time to get to it. But, you know, yeah, it's Supreme Court Judge Ceito and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They had to get that one out of there. They couldn't do nothing with that one. We are already buying that spell up and shit like that. And that's how I'm coming. That's how I'm coming. I'm buying this shit up. All 2023. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. What up, Triplet? What's good? You know what I'm saying? But hell yeah, you know, that's how we doing. And shit like that. We getting shit. Correlated. We getting shit in the right space and things of that nature. We ain't letting nobody play with us. And, you know what I'm saying? We calling shit out and things of that nature. And it's always good to call shit out subconsciously. That's another way you can transmute energy. Once you call shit out subconsciously and things of that nature, it puts you in a space where a person that may be more so in the manipulative energies behind the scenes, they can't necessarily do that because they know you're aware. So, you know what I'm saying? You're aware. So, if you had a bully and a bully was bullying you and they called themselves the boogeyman, if you ain't believe that bully was the boogeyman and shit like that, and you knew the reason why that bully was doing that, and you started to indirectly call that out, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you, or you know what I'm saying? Like, they do this in movies all the time and shit like that. They'll do something like, they'll mention something from the bully childhood or something that'll hit a soft spot and things of that nature, and then you will become dominant over that bully. You know what I'm saying? You will become dominant over that spirit, over that space and shit like that. So that's the thing, what it is and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We got to become dominant over our spaces and shit like that. And it's a lot of times that we be in these energies, but a lot of times that based upon when we do be in these energies and we do find an inspiration and we do, and certain people, places and things do allow us that energy to flourish, or we do create that position for ourselves when we go back to our homes in our space, based upon the accumulation that we accumulated with other people and not being in our God space. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will try to hold us to that, to those to that old character that we don't necessarily like to be seen by and shit like that. And so, you know, just because we knew this person for a long time, or, you know what I'm saying, we kicked it with this person, or we got a certain bond with this person and shit like that, you know, we are kind of dim ourselves down because, you know, this person know us and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's you got to start transmuting that shit too. Like you got to start putting energy work and then in that shit too, and start calling shit out in that shit too, and start letting motherfuckers know you aware, and you only doing this because you want me to feel inferior to you because you know what I'm capable of in some way, shape, or form, and you like being comfortable because I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? You like me being comfortable. You like me being complacent so you don't feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Or you like me being complacent because, you know what I'm saying? It's like that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like that type of energy. So we can't necessarily do that within this new year. We got to call all shit out. We can't be complacent. We can't allow others to make us complacent and shit like that. So you got to become a spiritual witch, spiritual wizard and shit like that, and start getting that mental, start getting in their ass. You know what I'm saying? Start getting in their ass a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because oh shit, we can't do that. 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 We can't lower ourselves for demons and people that just want us where we at, and they ain't trying to acknowledge nothing, because on the other end, a lot of shit that you're doing can possibly not only save they ass, but save a whole ton of others. You get what I'm saying? Like, save a whole ton of others and shit like that. And it's just about what you do. It ain't necessarily about you being like extra. If that's what you do, you do. Like, I just did the safety act bill because that's what I do. I'm into numerology. I'm into spirituality. And I don't like people getting played with. So, my bad. I don't like people getting played with and shit. My daughter got to live in Chicago, Illinois. You know what I'm saying? You know? And I think if we all would have reacted, that shit would have went the way they wanted us to went. You know what I'm saying? Think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? My son got to live here. You know what I'm saying? I got to raise my child here. So I'm not playing. You know what I'm saying? I don't play it like that. I'm the new Supreme Court judge. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? They have to put that shit on hold and things of that nature because, you know what I'm saying, real niggas in the building. So, understand your power and understand the power of speaking out on things and things of that nature, and understand the power of awareness. You know what I'm saying? And how, you know what I'm saying, you just got to be a little bit able to see the behind the scenes, because, yeah, a person may be acting a certain way using their body, their flesh, but what's on their mind and what's in their feelings and shit like that, spiritually may be in a whole different space. You know what I'm saying? They may be presenting their actions. This is a shell. Your body is a shell. You know what I'm saying? Your body is a shell. So you can use this is the perfect example. All right, say like you've been in a store, right? And somebody from high school came in that you kind of was familiar with. And you knew that you was familiar with, but like you didn't know that was them, so you didn't want to like act like you knew them, right? But what was on your mind and shit was in a whole different space. Like you knew this person knew you, or whatever, or vice versa, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But you gonna play the role and shit like that. You're using your body as a bitch at that point. You know what I'm saying? So the better you know how to detect, you know what I'm saying, the behind the scenes of what somebody is playing with their body, and then what they're actually trying to convey. Now, these are two different separations. Because what I'm talking about is a lot of times, a lot of people try to use this against y'all. So you know what I'm saying. They may be acting a certain way towards you, but what's on their mind and what's on their heart, they might not want to show that to you. You know what I'm saying? They might not want to be like, man, you can get, because it's always like a spiritual thing where people want to be, they want to be in that position. You know what I'm saying? They want to be in that position where they the ones that's doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So they don't like want to give you like the credit and shit like that. Just like this bill, the House bill, shit like that. That's why I said I'm the Supreme Court judge in this bitch. And it's just confirmation, because I've been getting this energy in my life, not only through them, not only through this situation, but a whole bunch of, so that coming back full circle, back when I put that video out in October when the sun was in Virgo and shit like that. Back when I put that video out in October when the sun was in Virgo, up until now, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, a lot of individuals within my life know what I'm capable of and things of that nature, but it's like, it's a credit thing. And it's like, I don't even want credit because I'm not a credit type of person, but I just be peeping game though. You know what I'm saying? You can peep game. When you peep game, like, people don't want to give you your credit. You know what I'm saying? But it's weird though, because like, I don't even want it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't even want it, but because I'm just going to be me, and that's already going to show. So it's just going to show where you at spiritually. And I'm going to be able to size you up and see like the shit that be on your mind and the insecurities that play out through you. And like, you know what I'm saying, what would be on your heart and shit like that. And I'm going to play the role too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm the new Supreme Court judge in this bitch. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? So fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. I make the rules. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they just gave me a position and shit like that. So I'm going to be looking into this a little more and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's Ceito, the spirit coach, you know what I'm saying? Zeus is, you know what I'm saying, eagle and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? High flying, high experiential, you know what I'm saying? High prioritized, you know, and things of that nature. And we're going to transmute all the motherfucking energies. Okay, so let's do it 2023. Let's do 2023. So two is your relationship. So you're relating. So this is what we're doing. We're expanding our relationship, because anytime you got 2 after 0, 0 is space. So it just adds more awareness. So our relationships is going through more awareness. What we're relating and how we're relating. We didn't even know we can relate in this way before. But now that's expanding. So that's 2 going into 0. That's expanding. And more awareness about our relationship. And that more awareness about our relationship, what we're going to do that is size that up with how we were relating in the past and things of that nature, and create a new environment around that. You know what I'm saying? So 2, relationship, 0, relating within a new expansion, relating within a new space, right? 2, 0. Adding another 2 is relating and relating with another person's relationship. So another person might not even relate the same way as you, but you're going to be able to see, based upon your relationship and your expansions, based upon how someone else is relating to you and things of that nature. And then you're going to be able to, from that conclusion, come to the awareness of what environment that you're creating for yourself and shit like that. And that's 7 all added together. So that's numerology 7. So that would be like you getting messages from the outside world and seeing the authority that you have. So this is a very authoritative time. You know what I'm saying? This is the time to claim your authority. 7 is also correlated with Saturn and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is how we doing, baby. You know what I'm saying? this is how we doing. So I appreciate y'all for joining this live and shit like that. I'm finna start going live hella more this year and shit like that. I got a lot of energy to transmute in my life and shit like that, and that's how we're gonna do. So yeah, much love to y'all, man. It's Ceito, the Spirit Coach. Get y'all lesson game.